Hey there, rock stars. Sarah Rockin' Robbins, author of the best-selling book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, and the creator of the CD series, The Rockstar Recruiting School, and my new one for leaders, the Masterclass Edition. You can get the book on Amazon, or you can get it in bulk for your rock stars on my site at sarahrobbins.com. Who's ready to rock your network marketing business today? I know I am. I'm excited to share with you some tips and tricks to help you do just that. Today's topic is going to be all on objections and really how to close out inquiries strong. So for people who say, I'm interested in your product, I'm interested in your business, how do you take them to the next step with confidence? Now, before we get there, I want to tell you guys, when I hold up this book, I'm holding it up, it is right side, but I know to you, it's showing up backwards, but it cracks me up when people comment, they're like, does she know her book is backwards? It's the right way to me, it's the wrong way to you. I don't know why, but it's how it mirrors it. If anybody knows how to fix that via Facebook Live, just let me know. But I would love to hear, who are you? Where are you tuning in from today? Go ahead and share it. And if you've read this book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, go ahead and comment below. Tell me how it's helping you or the rock stars on your team. Alrighty guys, cannot wait to hear some of those comments from all of you guys today. By the way, we are giving away signed copies of this book, which you could use as an incentive for your team. You could use it to gift on to one of your new rock stars. I know a lot of people do these as, welcome gifts, and they'll put to their team members, "You rock" on the inside, and they sign it from them, or they do incentives. I mean, think about a signed copy for me, how you could use that to leverage new growth, new sales, new sponsoring within your organization. All you have to do is take a selfie of how you rock your network marketing business with the book, post it on any one of your favorite social sites with the hashtag RYNMB, RYNMB, for a chance to win. I see cute selfies with your kids, with your dogs, you on the beach, and I'm loving seeing those. They give you hearts and likes. And by the way, it's a chance to be featured to our social community of over 250,000 people and growing strong here on our fan page, Sarah Robbins fan page on Facebook. I'm glad you guys are getting great value. I am too. All right, speaking of value, let's dig right in. So I want to thank you guys first and foremost for making this book a bestseller ever since the day it launched, over 5 years ago? I forget how long it's been, but it's been a bestseller every single day since the day that it launched, and it's all because of you guys. You truly do rock. This backstory, by the way, of the book, because a lot of people say to me, well, why'd you write a book? How'd you get started? Blah, blah, blah. It was kind of funny because I said I would never write a book, but it's always the things that you say you'll never do, right? I didn't want to just do something to do something. I didn't want to do something for recognition or whatever the case may be. I only do things if it creates value. And it was crazy. One day I was doing this kind of back to basics series with my team, taking my entire success system, which allowed me to build a 7-figure income in network marketing. And I was doing an outline of the specific topics that they needed to know. And one day I looked and I thought, well, there's 12 chapters. I think I have a book. And I called the people who did our websites. I said, what do I do to do a book? And they said, well, first you do, I'm like, no, I've written it. I just need a cover for it. And I need somebody to spell check it. That's pretty much it. Like, let's get it out there. I didn't even know how to launch a book. The day we launched it, it was #1 on Amazon, which was incredible. And it's been a bestseller ever since. So this is the success system that I use to develop a 7-figure team, the #1 team in our company. And I hope truly that it helps you guys rock your network marketing business. We've been talking about the book. We've been doing some giveaways with the book. So I thought we would focus on the book today and really hone in on a topic that I believe is so important for each of us. And that's really how to handle objections and answer questions with confidence in our business. A lot of times what stops people up is that fear of the unknown. Like, what will people say? How they will respond? And then the second we feel rejected or resistance, then all of a sudden we want to retreat, right? Rejection and resistance makes us want to retreat. But I always say, no doesn't mean no forever. Sometimes it means I don't know enough, or no, not now, okay? And remember, it's never personal rejection in the business, it's personal preference. I'm going to say that again. It's not personal rejection. It's all about personal preference. So funny that people get so beat up doing this business. Oh my gosh, somebody said no, I'm out. Oh my gosh, I have 2 people on my team, 1 person quits, it's half my team, I'm out. And I'm like, it's not about you. It's never about you anyways. You know, if I had a room full of 200 people and I said, I've got a job teaching kindergarten and it starts tomorrow, who wants to teach? Typically 3 people raise their hands. I know because I've done that exercise many times before. And I do it to showcase that very point. You know, I'm a former teacher. I'm a former kindergarten teacher. And so when, 3 people raise their hand, I'll say, okay, what about the rest of you? You think teaching is dumb? Of course not. And I'll say, do you think I'm dumb? And then I joke and I'm like, well, maybe you're too shy to raise your hand. But no, the whole point is this. Teaching is not for everybody. Being an entrepreneur and owning your own business, that's not for everyone. So you're going to get yes, you're going to get no. But the good news is in the process, you're going to get what I call in the book the 3 C's, customers, consultants or distributors, and connectors as well. People who say, you know what, I hear what you do, I'm not interested, but I'll lead you to somebody who might be as well. And you only get those, right, if they even know what you do. So let's dive right in today. I want to empower you guys so you're no longer driven by doubt and those feelings of defeat, but instead you're driven by your dreams. And I feel like if you know how to answer these common questions, these common objections, and if I arm you with the knowledge and you feel empowered, you can go out with total confidence and ease sharing this with other people. So let's talk about how we can rock some of these objections today. By the way, who saw last week's broadcast where we talked all about how to powerfully present your products and your opportunity? Who was on that? Give me some hearts, give me some likes, give me some thumbs up. We had so much fun sharing that. If you missed it, you've got to listen to last week's. You can find it on my blog at sarahrobbins.com. So you want to start there. The first week we talked about prospecting. How do you even start talking to people about this in the first place? Like, how do you even pique their interest? So you'll see prospecting tips. My top 10. I'm a top recruiter in my company every single year for the past 10 years. My top 10 tips for prospecting are all on my blog. Then the next week we talked about once you've got those prospects, what do you say to them? How do you present the opportunity and your product or service to them? So that was last week on the blog. Today, okay, now we've presented the information. Now we've piqued their interest. They say, okay, I'm interested in your product or your opportunity. Now where do I go from here? So we got through the exciting and the inviting, and now this week's series really is on the next step. So if you miss those past ones, make sure you tune into the blog. So next steps. Once you sit down, and by the way, I'm going to be kind of reading today page 73 in Rock Your Network Marketing Business. We're going to talk about power presenting. And we're going to go into chapter 7, which is the power close, which we're going to talk a little bit about objections and questions as well. I'm not going to have time to cover them all today, but I'm going to cover the most common. So once you sit down with somebody and they express interest in the product or the opportunity, here are the next steps. You always want to arm them with information. So this is what I do. I'll say to that person, for example, I'm talking to Jill. Hi, Jill. Let's pretend I'm talking to Jill. Now, Jill's actually on my team. She's one of my business partners, but let's pretend that Jill was not in the business. And she says to me, okay, Sarah, I'm interested in hearing more about your product or about the business or both. So after I've talked to Jill, I'll say, okay, Jill, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to send you some links to review. What I would love for you to do is write down all of the questions you have. Now, today is Monday. When works for you on Tuesday or Wednesday to go over questions and take the next step? So basically, if she's interested, she can get enrolled on the product or business. So again, Jill, I'm so glad you're interested. What I'm going to do is send you some links that I want you to review. Write down your questions. Today's Monday. When works for you Tuesday or Wednesday to review your final questions and take the next steps? Why do I say Tuesday or Wednesday? When does that work for you? You need to stay in control of the lead. If you just say, oh, I'm going to give you these links, when works for you to get back to me, they're going to be like when the kids go back to school. Then it'll be like, oh, after the holidays. Then it's going to be like when the kids are out of school. There is never a good time to start a brand new business, just like there's never perfect time to have a kid either, right? Life is always busy. There's always a reason why not. So I always create urgency and set appointments based on a 24 to 48 our window to keep them still interested and engaged and to keep my funnel full and flowing fast, because it's a lot more fun when you go fast in this business. So Jill would tell me, oh, you know, Monday at 2 o'clock works for me. I'd say, great, come ready with your questions. I'm going to answer them for you. And at the end of the conversation, if you're interested in getting started, I'm going to leave a few minutes where we can do just that, where we can walk you through the enrollment, whether that's enrolling her for the business or the products. Because guys, why wouldn't I? If I've got her on the phone and she's ready, why wouldn't I take to the next step and say, oh, by the way, I've got a few minutes to get you started today. Let's go ahead and get you enrolled. Let's go ahead and get you started. If you guys know, if you've read my book and you've got my CD series, you know that I recommend enrollment appointments. I never send somebody to a website to sign up because my business is my priority. It's not theirs. My business is my priority. It's not theirs. So I'm not going to send them to a website where they can get overwhelmed, distracted, or just never do it. I'm going to give them good customer service because I believe good leadership starts from the enrollment appointment. Okay, so let's get into that call. Let's pretend it is Tuesday morning and Jill is ready. She's gone through the information I've sent. And by the way, some of you guys are like, what do you send? It really doesn't even matter what you send. Just send them information that they can review that you know is positive. So something that tells the story. You know, for us, we have a clip of our founders telling their story. Then I would send a leader success story that they may be able to relate to, whether it's a blog write-up or a video, whatever the case may be. So if they're a teacher, I'll send them a teacher video. And then I'm going to send them a link to my website where they can review some of our company's websites or some of our company's information, etc. Anything else that you think is relevant, but I'd send them 3 things and don't overwhelm them. 3 things that showcase your story powerfully, whether it's a video, your site, and definitely a story that they can relate to. Because remember, as I've shared in my videos, facts tell, stories sell. So now I've got Jill on the phone. It's Tuesday morning. Hey Jill, it's Sarah. Following up as promised, did you get a chance to review those links? She didn't, then we can reschedule. But if she did, I can say, great. I'm going to let you steer today's conversation. Go ahead and tell me what questions you have. What would you like to learn more about? Now, keep in mind, if you missed my last training on how to do the presentation, then you're going to need to go back and watch this because this is not Jill's first time hearing the information. Remember, this is simply a follow-up appointment. So I hope that makes sense. So Jill comes, she's gone through the information, she's ready with her questions, and she's going to start asking me questions, and I'm going to start answering those questions and handling objections. Now, I do recommend, when possible, to do these follow-up calls as a 3-way call with your sponsor or one of your upline leaders or one of your sideline sisters or brothers in the business that you agree to do these calls for, because sometimes it helps to have an extra voice, especially if you're brand new. And if you're sitting down over coffee too, then you can always have somebody with you, or you can dial in that person as well into your coffee meeting. So we're going to go through a few objections today because that's the focus of today's training. There's a lot of them in the book. First and foremost, I want to say this. When somebody has an objection, the proper posture to take is not a defensive one. So for example, if they come and they're like, oh, you know what, this is too expensive, and you get all defensive and you start defending, this is not so expensive. I mean, have you compared this to drugstore products? And all of a sudden you made them feel dumb, they shut down, they want to defend their point to you, and you hardly won them over, did you? So the proper posture to take, I love, is the feel, felt, found method. Write it down. Feel, felt, found. Listen, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I got started too, but here's what I found out. Now, if that's not authentic and you're not telling the truth, like if you didn't feel the products were too expensive, hey, I understand how you feel. I've got this friend so-and-so, she felt the same way when she got started, but here's what she found out, or here's how we helped her work that out. And always come back with some sort of story. Remember, facts tell, stories sell. I always handle objections by showcasing a story of somebody they could relate to who had a similar situation. So today, let's see. I mean, I've got tons of objections in the book. Let's try to address like maybe the top 5, and then the rest you'll have to read, okay? All right, so one of the objections that I'll commonly get is, I'm really busy. I don't know if I'll have time to do this. Anybody else get that objection? You know, I'm super busy. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to find the time, because we're all busy, right? So in the case of the feel, felt, found, I would say something like, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I got started. And then I'm going to tell them my story. I was teaching kindergarten full-time. I was working my business very part-time, but that's not uncommon. I'm finding most of my business partners are working this business in about just 10 hours a week. They're really working it in the nooks and crannies of their life. And then what I'm going to do is showcase stories of people who are also doing that too. So for people who tell me, by the way, guys, that they don't have time, understand how you feel. You know, I felt the same way when I started. Here's what I learned. And I tell them my story and how most people are starting part-time. I always tell them my business partner, Stacy Snee's story. She's the top leader in the company. She's one of the top 3 leaders on my entire personal team. And so when people tell me they're so busy, I'll say, oh my gosh, I want to tell you about my business partner, Stacy, who joined me not too long ago. She started with a 60-hour-a-week job, a 4-hour train commute. She was a military spouse, so her husband was traveling essentially. She was acting as a single parent to her 2 young kiddos, because really, I mean, she had a lot on her plate. You want to talk busy, that's the definition of busy. And wouldn't you know, she actually built this business around her kids' sleep time. And it's true. She would say, you know, Sarah, I've got about an hour a day after 9 o'clock when I put the kids to bed. And it was amazing, guys. She promoted to the top of our pay plan within the first year and is now a 7-figure earner with our company. It's powerful. So tell stories that people can relate to. Now, I always say, you know, that doesn't mean that that's everybody's results, right? Results not typical. However, most people, what is typical? Most people in this business do it around full-time jobs, busy schedules, kids, and life in general, okay? So that would be that one. Here's another one. I don't have the money to get started. Anybody else deal with that objection? You know, I'm not quite sure that I have the money. And here's the thing. They don't have the money. That's all the more reason they need to do the business. But remember, we're not going to come from a place that's going to get people defensive. Understand how you feel, felt, found. I can appreciate that. You know, many people are in the same place because of, you know, the changes that have happened within the economy. Of course, if money's tight, it's all the more reason to join us. But what if I can teach you a simple way through our Fast Start program to earn your return on investment back right away? That's my goal for anybody that I get started. Now, if your company has a Fast Start program, it's your goal to teach them how. If they don't, then you create your own Fast Start. You can earn blank when you blank. How many customers do they have to get? How many team members do they have to get? So again, I can totally appreciate how you feel. A lot of people are in the same place. This is all the more reason to join us. But what if I can teach you a way to earn your money back right away through our company's Fast Start? That is my personal goal with anybody that I help to get started. Guys, most of the time, that takes the objection down. Also, make sure that you're teaching the value of what's in the starter kits. What kind of discount do they get? How are they going to help them get off to a great start? And how are you legitimately going to help them to earn their money back right away? What is your goal as you help them to get started? Again, it's all in posture, guys. Another one, have you ever heard the objection, I'm not a salesperson? Anybody? Guys, you know my story. I'm not a salesperson. I was a shy kindergarten teacher. And 5 years into my business, by the age of 29 years old, was earning 6 figures per month. I didn't imagine doing that in a year, much less in a month. I had no network. I was paying bills out of my quarter jar. All of my friends were broke and young, just like me. I wasn't in sales. I didn't know a lot of people. So I tell people this story. Hey, that's great because I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm in the business of sharing something that I love and really helping other people do the same. So basically, I write in the book, I'm in the business of sharing our incredible products, the possibility of becoming a turnkey entrepreneur with a global brand. I'm looking for passionate people who, when they love something, they'll share. And if I didn't think you couldn't do this, we wouldn't be talking. You know, really validate that person and why you think that they would be great as well. The truth is, guys, we really share things every day. We just don't get paid for it. Think about how many times you share a movie that you love. You recommend it on Facebook. You don't get paid a commission for sharing that movie. We talk about our favorite brand of jeans, lip gloss, etc. And again, we do it every single day. We're selling without selling. I love, you know, with us, it's a skincare company. We say just wash your face and tell other people about it. So think about how you can share that too. I love what Kristen said. We're shares people, not sales people. This isn't about sales techniques. Actually, it's interesting. Teachers do very well at this type of business. I think it's because of their ability to connect to people. And this business is all about people. It's not about selling, okay? All right, here's another one. I don't know anybody. Hello, been there, done that. So I can definitely say, get how you feel. I was the same way when I started. I was young and broke. I had no network. They were young and broke like me. But what I love about this business is it's not who you know, it's who you meet. And I tell them the story about how 2 of my largest teams built in places where I didn't know anybody beforehand. You know, it can be a result of a referral or somebody knowing somebody in another area that you don't even know. Plus, I tell them it's a great way to get to know people. But I'm going to teach you exactly how I and other leaders have found new customers and have found new team members with our proven system. And then I'm going to ask them a question. Are you coachable? Would you like to learn how? So it's about teaching them how, but then asking them, are you coachable? Would you like to learn how? Here's another one. I don't want to bug my friends or family. Oh my gosh, guys, I could just close the book here and talk on this for an hour. You're not bugging people unless you bug people. It is all about your posture. I don't bug anybody. I say, thank goodness. I don't want you to bug your friends or family. That's not what I do. If I see they have a need for something, I share it with them. You know, really using a referral-based approach, I ask them, who do you know this would be great for? Sometimes they identify themselves or others. And in reality, we do this all the time, asking for referrals for babysitters, dry cleaners, etc. Guys, I shared the story of Stacey Roney on last week's, the most powerful story of the one who got away, my big multi-million-dollar mistake. She was brought on through a referral-based approach. So if you didn't hear that one, go back to the blog at sarahrobbins.com. You've got to hear that one. Need to try the products first? Guys, here's the thing. If you've got a sample to give to them, here you go. Give it a try. Tell me your thoughts. What questions do you have? Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. But you can also let them know, too, that your starter kit is a great way to sample more products and get the best savings and allow them to earn some extra money by simply sharing their results with other people as well. Being a distributor is a great way to sample more products and get the best savings. Okay, I've got to give you one more because this is a fun one. Is this a pyramid? Is this a pyramid? I've been in the business for 10 years. I've had thousands of conversations. I've done hundreds of presentations. How many times do you guys think I've heard that? Guess. Go ahead, comment below with your guess. How many times have I heard this? I want to see some guesses come in. By the way, make sure you guys are sharing this by tagging your team in the comments or pressing share. You can share this on your team pages. They can watch it live. How many times do you think I've heard in 10 years, is this a pyramid? Come on, guess. 1. Come on, let's see some more guesses. A lot. 7,328, 641 times. Oh my gosh. Okay, so actually the first response was correct. I've heard it one time, and I'll never forget when I heard it. I was like listening. I'm like, did she really? I mean, did she really? And I was like, what do you mean by pyramid? Okay, here's the thing. I don't get that question. Honest to goodness, besides the thousands of people I've talked to tons of people on my team too, it's my posture. I don't present anything so it sounds shifty or shady. I am so ironclad in my belief. I mean, tougher than Teflon in my belief in the profession, in myself, and in my products. So there's nothing that makes people question me. I've heard it one time. And when I asked her, what do you mean by pyramid? This wasn't my own personal guess. This is somebody else's guess. Oh, well, you know, one of my uncles was in this business like way back in the day and blah, blah, blah. And this is just what I heard. And we just kind of got through talking through that situation. Again, I never got defensive. So I've only heard it one time because my belief in posture is so strong that you know, people typically don't question me. If you're getting this a lot, I want to encourage you to check your confidence level. And perhaps you need to pour into your personal or professional growth, thinking about like, how do I develop greater belief in the business model? How do I develop greater belief in the company? How do I develop greater belief in myself? If people are questioning you a lot, it has a lot to do with your approach, with your posture as well. But if you get that question, answer it back with a question. What do you mean by pyramid? Because it would be interesting to see what they believe. Just so you guys know, pyramids are an exchange of money, and basically there's no products or goods involved. You know, for our product, well, we've got the #1 line within our whole category. You know, share the credibility of what you're offering and the marketplace demand. And we've got a lot of customers who are absolutely elated with the results. So let's get back to talking to you about if the business would be a good fit for you personally. What other questions do you have? And I move on quickly because I don't need to be on the defense. What do you mean by pyramid? Address what they mean. Tell them what a pyramid is. Tell them why you're a legitimate company, but don't over defend it. You know, let's in fact move on and see if this is a good fit for you, something you can believe in. What other questions do you have? So those were a few for you guys. There's more in the book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. I'll read your comments later on how to make my book not look backwards to you, because it's forwards to me, but it's backwards to you. So I'll read your guys' suggestions and I'll change it for next week. But I want you to remember this, as I shared earlier. No doesn't mean no forever. It just means, you know, no, not now, or I don't know enough. Okay? My sister joined me 10 years into the business, 10 years of telling me no, referring people on who ended up being top leaders on my team. Finally, she had her own son, and she saw me staying at home with mine, and she said, I want to do it for mine what you did for yours. I'm ready to join you. 10 years later, after giving me referrals and helping to build my business. At the end of those conversations, right, at the end of that conversation, after you answer their questions and handle the objections, ask how they'd like to get started. This is where a lot of you are missing out on your greatest opportunities. You have not if you're asked not. You're afraid to ask. Well, guess what? People want to be wanted, and they also want to know, what do I do next? If it's awkward when you're getting off the phone, you're like, oh, okay, let me know. No. Be confident. It's all in your posture. So, you know, now that I've answered your questions tonight, how do you see yourself getting started? In trying the products, and in my case, getting great skin, or joining my fun and fast-growing team, getting great skin at the best discount, and earning some extra money as you share your results with other people, and then pause. You're essentially saying, would you like to try the products and get X results, or join the business and get the products at the best price and earn some money too, and join our fun and fast-growing team? Which seems better for you? If they say products, take their order. Great, let's walk you through a quick consultation. If you've got a few minutes, I can take your order now. If they say business, wonderful. Do you have a few minutes that I can help you to get enrolled and go through our Fast Start program with you? If they say nothing at all, it's not for me, no problem. Who do you know this would be great for? I build my business on referrals, and I would appreciate yours. If they say, I need a little more time, or I need to talk to my husband, or whatever the case may be, send them more information and go back to the beginning of what we talked about today. Follow up, set an appointment, a follow-up appointment in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, Jill, it's Tuesday. I'm going to give you some more links. Go ahead and share them with your husband. Happy to get on the phone with him. But when works Wednesday or Thursday to follow up? Guys, remember, the fortune is always in the follow-up. Now, if you missed my 10 top tips for power prospecting, make sure you check it out on my blog, sarahrobbins.com. Last week is all on presenting. So how do we get up to this point of handling objections and answering questions, which we talked about today? Make sure you arm your rock stars with information by clicking share on this video onto your team pages or tagging them in comments below. A lot of you are asking where to get the book. You can get it on Amazon for single copies for the best price and use your Prime. Or if you want discounts, because like many, you're giving these as welcome gifts to your team members, or sharing them with a rock star when you made a promotion and you sign the inside, you rock XO and your name, you can get bulk quantities at a great discount at sarahrobbins.com. That's where my CD series for my entire system is there as well. But guys, don't forget, as you're getting the book, make sure you share your selfies, snap a pic of how you rock your network marketing business with hashtag RYNMB, because at the end of the month, we are going to be doing giveaways of signed copies that you can use as incentives or welcome gifts too. Remember, don't just do that this month, do it as always, because all of our proceeds go to fund children's education and nutrition programs here in the U.S. and abroad as we build orphanages and of course fund children's nutritional and literacy programs. And I'm so proud to say that's where the profit of this book goes to. We hope that the book blesses you, but remember, as you're buying it, it is a blessing to many other people too. Guys, I hope this training blessed you today. I hope you got some value. If it did, shout out what you learned below. I would love to hear from you. I read every single comment, by the way. And again, I hope it helps you rock your network marketing business. You rock. Rock on, rock stars. Have a great day. God bless. And goodbye for now. Rock on, rock stars.